I am so willing to submit. Okay, I'm a very naturally submissive person, but I cannot submit to a man who just doesn't have it there together. So that's my problem. They tell me that
What does that mean? What does that mean?
You don't have stability. You don't have a home of your own. You have a roommate. Your brother lives in the next room. Okay, you living with your brother. Your bros are there.
These are men you've dated?
These are men that I have dated, yes.
You have a relationship with them?
Yes.
So you'll date a man, have sex with a man, but you don't submit to him.
I do, but I feel like...
But why are you having sex with a man who doesn't have his shit together? You knew that before you did all that. Why didn't you marry your child's father?
Why didn't I marry my daughter's father? Because I didn't want to. And we were not, that was not the path that I took for a reason.
I'm asking why.
I just didn't want to. He wasn't marriage material.
But he was birth material.
Yeah, he was someone that I did have a child with.
No, man.
And that's okay.
See, the reason I'm doing this, man, the reason I'm doing this is I want you to understand these women are so much character driven, and I want you to listen to the answers. Get over my tone, listen to the intent.
What are these?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know how they got there.
Well, I think you do know.
No, Derek was in here earlier. He was making the beds. He probably put them, I was in the John. You guys are Nazis, man! You're freaking Nazis!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Nerd Chronicles. This is your host, Christian Paul, the proud lame. You know what I'm saying? The proud nerd that has no game. You know what I'm saying? Basically, what we are about to discuss is some analytical data when it comes to hypertension going back to 2021. What got me to actually doing this data set here and actually analyzing this data set is basically like a huge null figure coming off of the social media streets, coming from a man who is a professional image consultant by the name of Kevin Samuels, right? Who tragically passed away from cardiac arrest stemming from hypertension, heart attack leading to cardiac arrest stemming from hypertension on Cinco de Mayo of this year. And the Fulton County Medical Examiner's Office, where he tragically passed away from in Atlanta, had those official findings as Kevin's death being caused by hypertension, and it's found that Kevin actually did take medicine related to hypertension coming from this. So let's go dig into the whole story about who Kevin is and how hypertension can literally wreck anyone's life, right? It can wreck, if it can really hit Kevin unbeknownst, literally out of nowhere like this. You know, imagine what can happen to like about half the country. You know what I'm saying? Half the United States, right? So let's get into it. Y'all, so quick backstory of who Kevin Samuels is, right? Obviously, Kevin Samuels is a professional image consultant based in Atlanta, Georgia, at the time of his living, right? And he has a YouTube channel as well as Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, basically discussing about the high value lifestyle for men, right? He basically talks about men's work life earnings, like high yearly wages at a minimum of $120,000 a year for 5 years, as well as a very strong LinkedIn presence when it comes for a man to live the high value lifestyle. And this is coming from his words, right? And he also talks about men basically being professionals at moisturizing cookies, if you will, when it comes to women, when managing basically like the work balance and then with life balance, if they choose to get married, you know, have kids, you know, in home worlds, and basically have like your main girl and you got your side girls on the side. That's what he basically discusses on. And the types of cookies that Kevin Samuels really discussed at moisturizing, you know, you got your chocolate cookies, Oreos, chocolate chip cookies. Then you got the vanilla cookies, you know, the amaretti cookie, the Bazarek cookie, and then the Hamantaschen cookie. And then you got the butter pecan cookies, right? The Monte Caritos, the Alfajores, the Bicosos, right? The fortune cookies, right? You know, again, moisturized. You got the Pita, the Nambrenji, and the Mambo, as well as the Greba cookies, right? He basically teaches men as well on how to become professional cookie monsters when it comes to women, right? So with that, with what he has done, basically cookie monsters when it comes to S plus eggs, scrambled eggs, you know, if you will, a lot of cookie mass in the whole 9 yards. Basically, Kevin Samuels' popularity has literally taken off, skyrocketing since the average and best video coming from World Star Hip Hop around late 2020. Right, during the time of the coronavirus pandemic. Kevin Samuels is well revered, right, by people in the broader manosphere, especially some cookie moisturizers, as well as a lot of cookie monsters. Now, there are some cookie monsters and some cookie moisturizers that are actually against Kevin's messages, and that could still get women literally just fine, right? And he's well hated by some women, you know what I mean? Some women that actually work in the house. A lot of modern feminists really do hate his guts, as well as a lot of women who are career driven, who work in full-time jobs and get paid like a higher salary, as high, minimum high around $70,000 a year, all the way high up. Even in some women that actually earn a yearly salary of $40,000 per year and up. Those are the ones that literally, they truly hate Kevin's guts. You know what I'm saying? And the latter of those, you know, what Kevin Samuels basically calls these types of women that have modern feminist ideologies, as well as some career women that think that way, he deems them as modern women, right? That's basically on his terms. Modern basically meaning present day. And I will not go into full detail on some of the methods that Kevin Samuels uses on his show, which is relationship based. You guys can definitely look him up on his YouTube channel, if you will. I would definitely put like the ad signal that you'll be able to actually click on and try to find out yourself, as well to try and dig him up and try and do some research on him. And if I try to actually go dig deeper into the whole relationship situation based on this message and actually try to give relationship advice, forbid, right? It could literally cause like a ripple effect of triggering all angles, right? Triggering effect for like a lot of women, even some triggering for some men, maybe defending him, you know, some mean against him, and it's gonna cause like a whole scene of chaos. And that's something I really don't want to do right now. Like this video, we can't do that right here. My job is to fully analyze the data given and actually present to the public so that they'll be able to have the proper discernment. I can't give past judgments. I have to literally be the neutral party in this whole thing, right? So with that, we got a quick summary of who Kevin Samuels is. And now let's try and dig into the situation of what really caused Kevin Samuels' tragic death, right? Hypertension. Ladies and gentlemen, what is hypertension, right? Hypertension is basically another word for high blood pressure, right? Basically, when the heart actually pumps out a lot more blood cells than it normally shoots at a faster rate, right? That's basically what hypertension is. You're having the heart basically overwork itself to a point of like no return, where if you're dealing with certain clogs and God forbid something happens, boom, 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 boom. You feel me? So that's basically what hypertension is, right? Now, what causes hypertension, right? Obviously, we know it's clearly obesity. I know a lot of fat people are basically actually going to call me fat phobic based on me actually calling them out on like their weight and obesity. But, you know, based on medical terms, obesity is like a very serious thing. And this is not to try and disrespect any obese or overweight person, you know, that's trying to live their life. I'm not trying to force you to lose the weight at all or anything like that. If you feel comfortable actually staying the weight you are, do that, right? But again, you know, hypertension is like a huge big factor when it actually comes to obesity, right? Another cause of it is definitely stress, right? When you have all that stress really coming by and seeped up to your mind, where it's like basically like not looking good about yourself, you know, based on the weight that you have. Basically, you get like literally overworked at your job. You know, you may have like a very anal boss, you know, or it could be like a very disrespectful boss, very disrespectful coworkers, right? That literally gets you on a funk and you're doing like way too much stuff on literally short notice to the point where you're literally pulling your hair out like curly soup, okay? Literally turning into like some woman that's electrocuted that's literally coming outside right now and it's literally 100 degrees outside. That's what you're basically feeling right now. That stress that literally piles up in you, right? So that's the second cause of hypertension. Third cause is like too much salt in food, right? Eating too much salt, you know, speeds up the heart. You know what I'm saying? Getting all that stuff done. Fourth cause, eating too much lactose, right? Whether it's drinking too much milk, eating too much cheese, you know, eating basically like a bunch of ingredients that actually relate to lactose, it can definitely speed the heart up, but in a faster rate. Fifth cause of this is when you overdose on medication, right? You overdose on opioids, you overdose on drugs, you know, the whole 9 yards. That could definitely speed your heart. High blood pressure can result from that. Sixth result, right? Too much alcohol, you know, too much 151, too much liquor, too much beer, you know, all combined, too much wine, you know, not only can actually like damage some of the heart and actually speed the heart up, you know what I'm saying, it can also literally damage the liver as well, you know what I'm saying, the whole 9 yards, right? Seventh reason, too much cigarette smoking, man. Y'all are literally sucking the nicotine. For some of y'all that are connected with me on LinkedIn, and some of y'all probably will subscribe to this channel, y'all probably have been hooked on like cigs for way far too long. And unfortunately, it's not really going to look good on you so much so that you could be literally hitting the wall faster than you should. And last but not least, too much 420 smoking, right? Y'all literally all burned out from the 420 that y'all been stoned out from. You know what I mean? Y'all can't even think right. Y'all can't even actually get your words out clearly after being fully stoned and fully frozen out, literally telling like with the intent to try to calm your nerves, but yet, you know, you feel a little bit disheveled after being high for God knows how long. Speeds up your heart, generates more high blood pressure. You know what I'm saying? That's a big factor in this. Hypertension can not only affect you via stroke, heart attack, or heart disease that can lead to cardiac arrest, but it can definitely affect you via chronic kidney disease and kidney failure. You know what I'm saying? And how do I know about this stuff, right? My dad's an internal medicine nephrologist. He's an internal medicine physician, right? I've been working with him in his private practice on and off for around 10 years, based in Brooklyn, right? He has his medical license in New York State since 1993. I've been working with him as office assistant, handling some stuff on that when it comes to these things. And I've been seeing patients who, in many cases, a lot of them that I saw have hypertension coming in stemming from chronic kidney disease, right? And speaking of which, you know, if you're looking at actually trying like schedule a visit with my father, right? If you buy the New York City area, if you buy the New York City Metroplex, if you buy the 5 boroughs in New York City, Long Island, New Jersey, Northern New Jersey, Southwestern Connecticut, Hudson Valley, you know, go to the site hpaulpc.com. You know what I'm saying? We'll be able to get you right. We'll get you an appointment scheduled. You know, get everything all set up online. You know, get you set up from there. Now I digress, right? Kevin Samuels, as I've discussed earlier, has been taking hypertension medicine in order to try and lower his high blood pressure down, right? And also take note, right, that his heart was deeply affected by the radiation treatments that he has endured in his early 20s while treating his Hodgkin's lymphoma, which is a form of blood cancer, and sadly his heart was affected by it. Now take note of that. And you wonder why Kevin Samuels has been taking those pills and the Red Bulls that he's been constantly drinking day in and day out while trying to keep going on and trying to fight through the day, you know, trying to build his brand, you know. It sadly took a toll on him. And look at the result that we see come May 5th, a couple months ago.